Well, hello everyone. It is the 15th of October now, Tuesday. I'm up early. Cheers. You know, there was a fella in town yesterday who I had met in Austria while on tour with the Sun Ambulance, and he wanted to get together, and I just wasn't feeling it. So it didn't happen. It could happen in the future. He has a connection to Omaha, but I thought I'd mention that if he happens to see this. It was nothing personal. Um, it just made me realize how you know sometimes you just aren't feeling it, and I think part of it is honestly um, part of my grieving process related to Kelly and REF. Honestly, um, I've actually felt anxiety about having company, and so it didn't happen. And I'm glad I pay attention. It's like this guy, was in town from another country, and I still didn't make time. I think it's important to pay attention to oneself, and it's like if it's really supposed to happen, or if it's not, if it's that significant, it will happen. But I wasn't feeling it, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Um, I'll talk about this because someone asked me, and it's topical, and it's now. Someone was asking me about, the new Cure. The new Cure. It's big news that Robert Smith has a new album coming out. In the music world, like Oasis, it's big news. I don't follow The Cure. I'm not a fan, but I recognize The Cure, and I was on to The Cure at the beginning. I still have an original copy of their first album, Three Imaginary Boys. And also, it's part of my history. Digital Sex, my band. This is their first single, Killing an Arab. It's not a first pressing, but it's early pressing on Fiction. It was originally on Small Wonder label. We covered this. I have recordings of the band doing the song Killing an Arab way back when, before anyone knew who The Cure was in Omaha, Nebraska. We were turning Omaha on to The Cure. I recognize that Robert Smith is a talented songwriter, but the other thing that I recognize why he is such a big deal is that he has a persona. He has a public persona that is easily identifiable. People identify with, latch onto it, the hair, the lipstick, the voice. I can't do it, that bleeding voice. And these are things that are components of what make people stand out. So I recognize that Robert Smith is good, but I think some of his best stuff is the early stuff, like Jumping Someone Else's Train. Let's see, I still have these. And this, I think, is just a brilliant song. An original copy of it, too, A Forest by The Cure. So I have no interest in buying the new album. I've listened to both of the songs that have come out so far. The first one is really pretty, very bleak though. The second one is one of those love songs or whatever that I don't relate to. I'm human, but I am kind of out of the love scene, and love songs are really, for the most part, have very little interest to me. So I thought I would mention that about The Cure since I was asked recently, and people are getting all excited about the new album. And I watched the interview. So folks will come over here sometimes and tell me, hey, so-and-so is on, so-and-so is on. And it's like, almost always it's like, yeah, I already watched it. Because that's my focus. Music is my focus. It's one of my routines. Like, I don't want a job, but if I had a job, I would be really good at it because I'm interested in it. But I basically scour the news internationally for what's going on in music. And I listen to a lot of stuff. So just to continue, I have these kind of by default because I found them used over the years and I kept them. I used to have Faith and I sold it. Also, Joe Budenholzer of Backworld, who is suddenly appearing again in social media, one year when he came back to Omaha to do Christmas, we recreated the entire Faith album by The Cure for a show. Remember I tell you that for years we had this tradition of doing a special holiday show and recreating an album. One year it was Talking Heads, The Cure, Iggy Pop, stuff like that. So I also have these 12-inch singles, Let's Go to Bed. I also love the fact that Robert Smith had for a time a black drummer. That just always has impressed me when people will cross the color line, because when you do that and you have a certain amount of popularity, you're taking a risk of alienating your racist people who won't even realize their racism. And here's another one I have. Boys Don't Cry, new club mix. That's an old song of theirs that musically it's very simple. That's the thing about popularity. It's like people need music that they can easily understand and digest. And Robert Smith's ideas are linearly very clear and simple, but strong. So I have respect for Robert Smith. Yesterday I received in the mail, well actually it came the day before. I didn't realize it, and thankfully nobody stole it. It was sitting on the front stoop when I went out. And yesterday, I forgot that yesterday was a holiday. So I got in the car to go to the post office and saw this package on the front step. Sent to me by someone named Matthew. Don't know who it is, but thank you. I think this was sent to me to review. I've given it one listen so far. I love it. Absolutely. This is the sort of thing that I wish was more popular. NonKeen All Good. I had no awareness of this group. I know about Nils Fromm, who is part of the group. But I didn't know that he had this band. And they have 3 albums up. This is their newest, 2024. This is an import. Some label it looks like it's out of Germany. Double album. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I've only listened to one album of it, but I love it already. It flows. It's, that's the word I can use. It flows. Piano is present. Other keyboards are present. It's got this flow to the 2 sides I listen to. Thank you if you're associated with the group, or if you just thought I would appreciate this. Matthew, thank you for sending this to me. I will listen to the rest of it today, but I can brand new album, okay? So I'm telling you about a new release. NonKeen All Good. Don't really know what that cover is supposed to be about, but there it is. And it was also timely because I still haven't bought any records for a while now. I had that one trip. It's been a couple of weeks now, and you other vinyl junkies know that we get the itch. Some of you probably go and look for records every week, maybe every few days. If I could afford it, I would go to the record store every week. So I've been jonesing, and so to receive something for review, thank you. Not much sitting out because I'm back at work. on my next record, trying to put together the graphics for it as well. That's the other thing. It's like, I don't have a budget, so I just have to do everything myself. So I'm putting together images to choose from for the cover. I haven't just chosen a title yet. I talked to Nick, and he said he would love it if I were to include the song that I wrote for his child, Faye, on my new album. So that's going to be on the album. But that's what I was working on for the most part yesterday. But something I did play, and it's still in the computer, Moody Blues. This is a Desert Island album for me. Moody Blues to our children's children. This is a Desert Island favorite for me. The music as well as the words. I took the words very seriously at the time. I was, again, a kid. But it was the message and the kind of people I want to be around. People that care. I love that album. One other record that got played, I didn't play the Uzeb, but it's still sitting out. Maybe I'll play it today. There's this compilation on Bam Caruso, Freak Beat and Pop Psych, from back in the day. I only have a few of these, but they did a great job of gathering music from the 60s that is in a framework that really fits. Freak Beat, psychedelia, pop psychedelia. And this one has several Beatles covers, which are the low point of the album for me. But it also has Mark IV on here, The Attack. Actually, of these, the Electric Crayon set of the Bam Caruso compilations, this is one of the weaker ones that I have. I don't have all of them, though. But it's a good series, a very good series. I love that some of you appreciate my comment yesterday about Trump being on a psych ward. I also meant to use another term that I remember from the hospital. Get that PRN stat now. I think that people who are still voting for him are lost or not listening to what he's been saying. He's out of his mind. How can you be voting for him? He don't even make no sense. So it's been on my mind to do a poll, a particular poll, and then it dissipates. So what I was thinking about was a particular area. So I'll go here. Let's see if this, I was thinking about the Museo Rosenbach album. I want to play it, so let's see if I grabbed it. This is in that part, but I'll just show you what's here. Some of these things I won't be able to describe because I haven't listened for a while, like this. The Mirrors, Utkamrater, Central Staudet, The Mirrors. This was sent to me by, I believe, the band. I didn't know about them when they sent this. They sent me a couple of their records. And this is interesting. So this is a split. That's the other thing about buying records is that I don't need to buy any records. I have plenty of stuff to investigate already at home. Here, so Amina Claudine Myers Trio, Jumping in the Sugar Bowl. Someone that you jazzers hopefully know about, pianist. And she also sings some. This is a good album. Here's another one of her albums. I love this cover too. The little girl giving us a finger. Country Girl. Amina Claudine Myers Sextet. She's good. Carlos Ward and Ricky Ford are on here. Those are some names that maybe some people will recognize. Here, to me, this is a classic, and these records are out of order. Not surprisingly. Yes, the Mythos is out of order. Mythos. This is a classic cosmic music German rock album. Mythos. Not an original. I have an original of their other album, Dreamlab. It's down there, out of order. This is classic. This is like going to another planet. Even when they start to talk and describe things, it sounds like it's beamed in from another time. Like, this is a classic album. It's fantastic. Mythos. Love that cover too. So let me get that together. Man, these are okay, Dereck. You know, I just put stuff away. My Solid Ground, another German band. Those Germans. I relate to them. And when I was on tour in Germany, we toured all over Germany. Except for Bavaria, I had a fantastic time and felt very welcome in Germany. Maybe I was fooling myself, but people seemed to mostly really go out of their way to welcome the band and me. I've always related to German culture in a strange way. But this is a killer album, My Solid Ground. Once again, originals of these are very hard to find and expensive. This is, love these gatefolds. It's a combination of hard rock and psychedelia, very simply. Very cool. It takes you on a trip, too. It does. Very stony. Very stony. So these are out of order. But the next thing is My Bloody Valentine. You know, I love this band. And it took me a while to warm up to this when they finally put this out. But I like it. I like it. I have Loveless. There's always this grousing about which version do you have, and some pressings are really bad. I don't care about that because I think people are missing the point. No matter what pressing you get of this, it's the way the record sounds on tape that you're talking about. It's not the pressing. It's supposed to sound gauzy and oozy and not very clear. This is, again, another classic album. I love it. You Made Me Realize. 12-inch single. Again, brilliant. I saw them live. It was incredible. I have this, but it doesn't have the 7-inch that came with it. I found this used, so someone took the 7-inch and kept it or something, but Isn't that the name of this one? My Bloody Valentine. I think they're great. I think this is a great band. And if I were to do a comparison, this is much more interesting to me than The Cure. Although I'm not comparing them style-wise. I'm just saying, in general, for what I like, this is more like it. Here's a band I don't know much about, and here's, got to get rid of this. Okay, this is just trashed. So let me get, I have one right here. Don't know what to tell. I can't tell you about this band, but I kept it. Post-rock, Mutton Gun, Amplexus. I haven't listened to this in a while. It might be kind of on the noisy side. Besides the cover, this is good, and I do think it sounds like this. If anyone watches this video, has this album, or knows about this band, leave some comments. Mutton Gun. Next up, and I'm going to put these in order when I'm done here. Music Revelation Ensemble with James Bloodhomer, David Murray, the Cats. Ronald Shannon Jackson on drums. No way. This is killer. This I can hear in my head right now. These guys whip up some righteous energy with their playing beyond their skills. They know about raising energy, and you could even say spirits. No Way, Music Revelation Ensemble. Killer album. Up next, I don't listen to these much, but I'm respectful of their history, and when I saw them live, that really made the difference. Os Mutantes from Brazil. A Divine Comedy. This is a reissue. I think this is, yep, white vinyl. Rita Lee, the brothers, they were history makers, groundbreakers when it comes to music in South America. I just have a couple of their albums. I have this one as well. Very cool. Wild. You can tell they're kids on these records. They do some stuff that's like, oh, that's not very tasteful, but it's what a exuberant kid would do, a teenager. And then here's another one. What is the name of this one? See, I need to listen to this one. Jardim Electric. Jardim Electric. Mutantes. Almost done here. So I didn't get to the album I was thinking of, did I? I got to put stuff in order. It should be right here, but it's obviously out of order. But next thing up is Music for Pleasure. Chrome Hit Corrosion. They were coming out of the 70s, early 80s, 1983. Yeah, this is on the pop side, but I thought that it had a sound. I can't compare them to anyone, but I thought they were good. Musique, Secret Garden, Musique and Mrs. Jinx. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And the last thing I pulled here, I've got to get these in order here once I get off of the camera. These are all out of order. The Music Improvisation Company, Dereck, Bailey, Jamie Muir, early ECM. This is the ECM number 5. This is their 5th release. Back when they were completely taking chances. This is avant-garde, improvisation. It's a difficult listen, but it's very rewarding, and it is not just noise. You have to enter into it to find out what it's about. Music Improvisation Company. So, I guess I wasn't supposed to show you Museo Rosenbach, but I showed you that. Well, there you go. All right, people, let's have a good day. Let's see what the day brings. I enjoy hearing from you, folks. Okay, take care.